The essence of truth is what this week's theme is all about. So, truth. So, my truth. I was such a gullible child. I was such a gullible teenager. I was such a gullible adult. I believed everything that anybody told me. I was very much in my head, and I just believed. I didn't know what my truth was. And so, as I reflect on that, being very gullible, it serves me in some way. Now that I'm really tapping into my truth, it has allowed me to be very curious, to stay curious. And again, as I reflect, as I start to understand what my truths are, I didn't know what they were because I just believed what everybody else told me. So it required me to get out of my head and into my heart to really understand what was true for me. The problem then was when I felt things and what was true for me, and then I spoke them, because I was gullible, someone would say, well, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. And so I started to believe that I was also crazy. So I didn't speak my truth. I questioned my truth. And for many, many years, I just went on being gullible and listened and believed to everybody else's truth. So now I'm learning my truth, the essence of my truth. I'm also learning that it's going to be different than other people's truths. And I'm learning to accept what my truth is, accept that other people have different truths, and that that is okay. And there is this saying that we are in this world, but we are not of this world. Ah, there was something about that saying that got me right here in the heart. But my head, I didn't get it. And so over the years, that is a saying that just keeps popping up in my heart. And it's a truth that has helped me over the years to find acceptance, to find appreciation, to find forgiveness, to find love, to find my happiness, to find my truth. But to be honest, I didn't understand it for the longest time. It eluded me. But my heart kept bringing me back to this saying, we are in this world, but we are not of this world. And so when it really started to come into my heart space was when I lost my parents. And so I lost my dad 8 years ago, 2016, and I felt it. I felt the truth of this saying, but I didn't trust it. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust what I was feeling. And I didn't trust it until 6 years later when I then lost my mom. Now, I lost my mom to dementia and Alzheimer's. So, those of you who have lost someone you love, you know that you lose them many times before you actually physically lose them. And so, this was the space that this saying, we are in this world, but we are not of this world, really helped me to understand the process of losing those people in this world that we love. So I am a human being. And as a human being, I am in this world. I see other human beings in this world. But I am also a soul. And that's the truth of who I am. That's what I was feeling, but wasn't understanding. Because as a soul, I am beyond this world. I am not of this world. None of us are. So This is what feels so true to me. We are in this world as physical human beings. We are in this world, but as souls, we are out of this world. And when you have lost someone very close to you to death, the human heart is broken. You cannot see beyond the pain of losing someone in this physical realm. All you feel is loss. All you feel is the pain of not having somebody here with you anymore, somebody that you love. So the pain is real. The loss is real. And as human beings in this world, not having someone we love in this world with us anymore, the pain is real. And so when we can lean back, when we can come out of the head and into the heart and hear the essence of the truth of this saying, we are in this world, but we're not of this world, we discover a new truth. So for me, this gave me, oh, so much peace. This helped me become so much closer to both my mom and my dad because they were no longer in this world. I couldn't have them physically. We were a very close family. We are a close family. But understanding that I am also not of this world, I could communicate with them. I could feel them on a whole different level. I could sense them. I could sense their love. I could sense their support. I could sense the truth that, yes, they weren't physically here with me anymore, but they're with me always. But when I was very much stuck in my human, I couldn't feel them. When I was stuck in my human and the loss and the pain, I couldn't feel their love and their support anymore. I could just grieve their human. So this was a powerful experience for me, one that has brought me very close to both of my parents. Now, I also had an experience of, I don't know if anybody knows who Matt Fraser is, but he's a medium and he's an entertainer. And so I had an experience of, have him channel my mom. What was it, 5 months after she had passed away? He knew things there was nobody else in this world but my mom who would have known them. And yes, it was all in entertainment, but I had two of my daughters there with me witnessing it with like they know too. There was only things that my mom would know. So that just confirmed everything that I was feeling. It allowed me to get out of my head and get into my heart and say, that's my truth. This feels so right for me. This feels so right. How can it not be right? I can feel them. I can sense them. I can see their messages. When I have a sunflower, which was the essence of who my mom was when she was alive, a sunflower pop up outside of my meditation window at the end of October when sunflowers don't typically pop up. How is that not a message from my mom? How is that not a message that she is with me every single day? So this saying, we are in this world, but we are not of this world. We're physical beings in this world, but we're also souls that are not of this world. We do not need to die to understand this. We don't. We are in this world. We can be in this world. We are humans in this world, but we're also not of this world. We can feel and sense and tap into our intuition and get out of that overthinking mind and all of the, you know, again, I was gullible. I believed what everybody told me. And then when I started to really have experiences, yes, even as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, and I would feel the truth of this, that I'm also not in this world, I'm out of this world. But then, people would tell me, well, you're just talking crazy. That's ridiculous. So I would learn not to speak it because I didn't want people to think I was crazy or not believe it. But then again, I lost my parents, and the peace and oh, the support and the love that I felt from them, that felt so real and so true and so good that I began to believe that more than the belief that I was crazy. And in that, I found acceptance for not only myself, but for other people. I found forgiveness. I found appreciation. I found love. I found my happiness. I found my truth. So it doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. It doesn't matter whether you believe in the same thing as me. I found my truth. And the essence of my truth has brought me so much peace and so much happiness and so much joy in a time where it would have brought me so much pain and so much grief and so much suffering. So I wanted to share that because it feels right. It feels like a really good time to share it. So this week's theme is finding your essence of truth. And what I would ask of you is to understand that you are human and that your human is in this world, but to just step back and observe your human. Get out of your head, come into your heart and observe your human. Now, a good way, if you're like, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? Use your senses. And what I mean by that is use your five senses: your sight, your sound, your smell, your taste, your touch. Come into your body, come into that human part of you that has all of these senses. Okay. Now I know when I, also tap into my soul, I now see things differently. I hear things differently. I even smell things differently. I taste things differently. And I sense things so much differently. But I couldn't do that without really coming into my human and opening up my mind and feeling into this human life, this human aspect, this physical body. And so when we use our senses, when we tap into that human side of ourselves, we tap into our senses, but we open our mind. Okay, so we understand we're human, but we also understand that we're a soul. We're not of this world. And can you feel the truth of this? And if you can, your whole essence of truth, your whole belief system, the whole aspect of life and death begins to shift and change. You begin to observe from a whole different space. So you have to be willing to open up, to see things differently, to feel things differently, to come out of your head and the logical mind and feel into your heart. Am I still gullible? Yes, I can still be very gullible. I find that. But I'm also very curious. I'm also very open. I'm also very much in touch now with my heart space and what feels right for me. And in that, I feel the truth of who I am. I feel the truth of others. I can get beyond this world and go to a space where I am not in this world. And in that space, there's comfort, there's joy. There is a reality that is beyond suffering and beyond fear and beyond judgment and beyond everything that creates chaos in this world. So That's my truth. I don't know what that feels like for you, but it feels really good for me. And it feels really good for me to share it with you. You got to find your truth. You got to find what feels right for you. So this week, know you're human, feel that human, but step back and observe you're human. Know you're a soul, not of this world. Feel into that truth. Be curious, be open, and observe. That's what this week is all about. So thank you, my friends. Thank you. You have a fabulous week. Namaste.